Hey there, welcome to a new ChatHouse Room Editor tutorial. I am Cesare, from Thrix Moderation Team, and today, I am going to be showing you how to edit objects, and build locations in Room Editor. Once you have created your materials, it is time to use them to build something. The first step is to duplicate the first object by pressing Ctrl and D, or by selecting the option from the right-click menu. Then, you can change the type of object, depending on which one you want to use. At the beginning, keep the objects at 90 degrees with each other, it will be easier to position them correctly. The arrows, circles, and cubes you see, are called manipulators. The translation manipulators, represented as arrows, control position, and are toggled by pressing the W key. The rotation manipulators, represented as circles, are toggled by pressing the E key. The scaling manipulators, represented as cubes, control size, and are toggled by pressing the R key. Holding the Alt button will snap the manipulator to even steps. Step values can be set in the Location Editor settings, in Room Editor settings panel for each single manipulator. Activating Show Tooltip will display the numeric value of that specific parameter on top of the game window when hovering with your pointer on the sliders. You select an object by left-clicking on it. You can select multiple objects by left-clicking on them while pressing Ctrl or Shift. Left-clicking on a selected object while pressing Ctrl or Shift will also deselect the object. Translation on a group of selected objects will work as usual. As you can see, in a group of selected objects, the manipulators are shown on the last one added. When rotating the group of objects, the center of rotation is the last object selected. If you keep the Control key pressed while rotating, all the selected objects will rotate on their own axis instead. Scaling a selection of objects will edit them as a single object. You can permanently group objects together by selecting them all, right-clicking on one of them, and selecting Group Objects. Ungroup objects reverts grouping. Grouped objects are very useful because you can edit complex items as one. To select a single object in a grouped batch, you just need to left-click while pressing the Alt key. Left-clicking while pressing Alt and Control or Shift will multi-select objects in a group. Groups of objects can be repeated many times. We suggest you proceed by grouping objects first. Once you have created your groups of objects, you can duplicate them, then rotate and translate them in their new position. This will speed up the building process very much. When rotating multiple objects, remember that the center of rotation is the last object you clicked on. The angle value is shown on the right column. Step translation allows you to position objects exactly where you want them to be. In this case, the columns are positioned at an exact distance of 4 meters from each other. You can select the measure of these steps in the Settings panel. You can select multiple groups of objects by clicking on them while pressing the Control key. You can also use the same approach to create round buildings. You just need to use an object as center of rotation, then duplicate and rotate over and over. In this case, I chose to duplicate and rotate by 30 degrees, until the whole circumference was done. In ChatHouse, avatars can walk only on specific tiles, marked with the feet icon. For these to work properly, you need to activate collision, and set the appropriate level. When you place walkable surfaces on top of each other, the avatar will snap on the highest surface. Different floors work independently only when a different floor level number is assigned to them. Floors on different levels can be connected using a walkable floor change tile. First, you need to activate collisions. Then, make sure you set the floor numbers correctly. Usually, level A refers to the tile below. Level B to the floor above, as in this example. Keep the arrows in the direction of the two floors you are connecting. Walkable floors are very important, but collisions are important as well, since they prevent avatars from unrealistically walking through objects. Collisions impact performance, so it is best to limit the number of objects with collisions. We suggest you build paths of walkable surfaces around walls or furniture. You may want to add collisions only on very few objects, and only if strictly necessary, for the dynamics of the room. Walkable floors can be added on top of any structure. You can cover all areas where avatars should be able to walk. Then, you can make them transparent, by activating Material Transparency Mask, and setting transparency to 1. And with that last tip, our tutorial comes to an end. Thanks for watching, I hope you found it useful. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Stay awesome. Ciao.